Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Cross Grade Classics. Back at our Mustang build. Today we're going to be working on a power steering unit. So the owner wanted power steering in this car, so we decided to go with the electric power steering. I've read a lot of good reviews on it and have heard nothing really bad about them, so we decided this would be a good fit for this car. Since we're putting air on it and we don't want to take too much power away from the engine, so we're going to put this electric steering on. We got from CJ Pony. So this is the system here in the box. Control box for it and the motor. So we gotta do some modifying to the steering shaft and the steering column. So we're gonna get everything laid out here and get that started. All right, guys. So we have everything out of the box. It's kind of funny. This was in the top of the box with this stuff, and it says "Do not discard foam before looking underneath for additional parts," and they weren't lying. All these items here were underneath, so we're going to get everything laid out. Get the old steering box over here. We have it out already, so that part's already done. So we got to figure out where to cut the steering shaft at and the steering tube for the column. So we're going to start doing that. Now here's our old steering box. We're going to get this cut the length and we'll get it cleaned up. Get it painted. So they want you to mill down both sides of it to a D shape to fit this. So we're gonna go over to our machine shop here, and we're gonna get our portable mill, and we're gonna make this happen. So here's our portable mill. You can take this thing anywhere you want. So we're gonna cut this to length and we're gonna mill the two sides down so this fits right here. All right, guys, so we got our mad machining skills done here and got this on. Fits nice. No slop in it. It's not as precise as it could have been as if I would have machined it, but I tighten these set screws up. It's nice and tight there. So so we're gonna give this to Blake, let him clean this thing up and give it a coat of cast paint. And I'm gonna start working on the rest of it here. All right, so we got our column chucked up in the vise here. We got to remove this bell and the steering. We have to remove this bell and the turn signal switch and harness and pull it out. All right, so what I'm doing now, there's like a conduit in here for this wiring so it doesn't get wrapped up in the steering wheel. It's got to come out. The instructions don't even tell you this, but They have pictures of it. Okay, I reattached this collar here. I have to come down 13.5 inches and make a mark. 13.5. Take all this back off of here. All right, following the directions, they want us to mill out a hole on here. I love how they assume everybody has a mill in their shop. So we're gonna get the old trusty cutoff wheel out again. We're gonna lay it out here. We're gonna come down 11 inches and go 2 inches by 1. And we wanna make sure it's lined up with this hole right here. So I'm gonna lay this out and cut it. All right, guys, so what I'm doing here, I cut this tray down. I'm gonna leave it here like this. I drilled a couple holes. I'm gonna just plug weld it after I get the wiring in. And that'll run back down through there. So I'm gonna sand this down and get ready for paint. We'll put it together and then mask off what I need to mask off and paint it. All right, so we got to put this bearing plate on the firewall where the steering column goes through. There are 3 screws here. We're gonna go put this on the firewall and get that mounted up. All right, so we got our plate installed here on the firewall. I only put 2 of the bolts in. I'm going to leave it just kind of loose. That way if it's got to move a little bit with the column once it goes in, it'll have the movement. Then I'll tighten up once it's installed. Alright guys, so we got our column all painted up and got it slipped over the collar. And I got it located, I got it twisted here about where I think it's going to be. It can still move. You just got to twist it a little bit if you need to. It's got some movement to it yet, so I think it's about where I want it to be, about right there. And when it's in the car, this will be up at about 11 o'clock. So I'm just going to back it off a little bit. So we got that on, we got our shaft on, and then over here at the car, I have the box cleaned up, painted, mounted. We got the lower U-joint in and the shaft through the firewall. So it's through there. So now we're going to try and get this all married together and get it mounted, see if it fits. Alright guys, so I was having some trouble finding a place to mount the control box for this steering unit. And I remember that we have a speaker hole up here with some space. So this is what I did. I mounted up under here, got a little piece of strap aluminum, screwed it down, bolted it to this, and then run the power wire out of the firewall, tucked up under here, over to the battery terminal that goes to the starter solenoid. And it's pretty roomy under here still, because I got to put the air conditioning unit in. So this is going to get a classic air conditioning unit. I didn't want to take up any space with that. So coming over here, this thing still got some. It's kind of like new power steering here with the key off. Turn the key on, the box clicks, and one finger. This thing works pretty nice and quiet too. You can't even hear it run. Again, I don't know what I expected. I expected to hear some kind of a motor sound, but it's pretty quiet. So just gonna tighten up the steering wheel yet. I'm gonna wait on that because I gotta put the dash instrument cluster in, and I'm kind of waiting on that. I want to just make sure everything's okay before I put that together. Now, all in all, it went fairly good. Not as easy as I was led to believe, but not as hard as it could have been either. This is my first time messing with this. I think it come out pretty good. I learned a lot on this one, so if I ever do another one, I'll at least have that in my resume to go with. So our next thing is we're going to get this thing running. I got some other parts here. All the fuel injection's done. This steering's done, so that's pretty exciting. So we're going to start putting some stuff back together here and getting this thing running. But anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Like I said, don't forget to ask questions. I'll be glad to ask, or I'll be glad to answer any questions I can for this power steering system. I do recommend it. It's the end result is, I think, a very nice product. You're not taking any kind of power from the motor to run it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks.